Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I've got for you the final chapter of my December daily walkthrough videos. So today I will be sharing with you days 23 through 31, wrapping up the whole project for the month. I've got to say that these last few days were really trying to get through. At Christmas, I was pretty much done with this project. I had fallen behind. Our family celebrations, as you'll see in the album, started on the 23rd. The 22nd was a full day of cooking and preparing and cleaning and getting ready for my family we host. And so getting ready for them to be here. And just getting ready for the week ahead. And so I fell behind a few days. It was hard to catch up. It was hard to find the motivation after the holidays, but I did it. I slogged through it. It's done. I'm so happy with how the album turned out. I'm really happy with the way that the stories came through this season, and the journaling is more meaningful. The photos are more meaningful. The whole project just felt really great this year. And so the month started off, we hit the ground running with a new job and a new car and all of the holiday festivities. And so it's just a jam-packed month. And now it's January and I'm looking back and feeling a little burned out and needing of some rest. But the project was great. I'm really glad that I continued through and did the 31 days the way that I intended to at the beginning of the month. And so, let's go ahead and take a walk through and see what we've got. Okay, we are picking up with day 23 of my 2019 December daily album. So one of the things that I had done as part of my foundation pages was create this circle page, and this was based off of something that I saw on Pinterest, or found on Pinterest when I was doing some searching for I think I searched for number or numeric design, looking again for interesting things to do with numbers throughout the month, throughout the album. And so this was actually a house plate that had someone's address carved out of it. It was metal, and I was like, that'll be cool. So it's just it's puffed up with it's 2 sheets of paper. So I did pattern paper in the background for the back circle. Then this is just some basil cardstock on top. I used the Jane alpha dies, or numeric dies, to cut out the number 23, added a few puffy stickers, and then inside just used foam tape to pop it up and give it that dimension and that space so that you can sort of see the shadow in there. And so then on the back, my family's Christmas. So we hosted my parents and my siblings on the 23rd. So we have Christmas. My dad actually works out of state. So he lives in Ohio most of the time. And so whenever his schedule works out and we can all get together, there are 4 of us all together, and significant others and children and things like that. And so whenever our schedules all align, that's when we have Christmas. Sometimes it's the 26th, sometimes it's the 23rd, sometimes it's earlier or later than that. It's usually never December 25th, because that's sort of a day that all of my family is with their significant others or spouses' families. And so we've always just been flexible. We've always worked around my dad's schedule, even when we were kids. So I put a cute photo of the 3 of us in our Christmas jammies. Christmas pajamas is one of our family traditions, matching jammies usually. And so I wanted to highlight that. We have the same jammies every year because we're not that creative and we don't need that many pajamas. But this year I did add mini ears that match, so I was excited about that. And thank you to my husband for that. And then just added a few word phrase stickers as some embellishment. This page here, I'm going to take this out actually and see if I can get it to do some magic for you. So this page was inspired by Amy Vandenbrink and from paperandspool.com, and I follow her on Instagram, but I also follow her on YouTube, and she was doing a great December daily process videos throughout the month. And one of the things that she did was she made these tissue paper circles and included them on a photo of a tree that was a full page photo. And I don't have tissue paper that's colored. I only use white tissue paper. And so I just cut colored vellum that I had ordered this year and put it in, and then I fused the top here. I don't know if you can see that, if the camera will pick that up. fused to the top so that it stays in place, and so if it shakes around, it's totally okay. Just for something fun and festive. It doesn't move a lot, which is I'm fine with, because I actually like sort of where it landed. But it's a photo of my nieces and nephew opening one of the gifts that we gave them on Christmas. And on top I just used the puffy, these are puffy stickers from one of the puffy sticker sets that was an add-on for the Document December kit from Ellie Studio. And so I'm really happy with that. And then on the back side is a full family photo of all of us in our pajamas, one of the acrylic words on top of an acetate banner that I just trimmed the one edge off of and stapled in place. Pattern paper, this is old Document December pattern paper, and then a letter to the actual celebration is what it is. It's Dear Parto Christmas, which is my family's Christmas, so that's my journaling for that. So this is still we're still in day 23 because there was a lot of stories, a lot of stuff going on. This is a tag from Allie Edwards, December Daily Kit, 1 year, I don't know which year. And so I added another glassine bag to hold a tag as a little pocket. And so this is some of the cookies and desserts and treats that I made for my family's Christmas. And then on the back, I did a little bit of journaling about that and why that was special to me. This page was inspired by Pam Baldwin, and she did this page for Allie Edwards' December Daily Product Play Class 2018. And so I still have all the digitals from that class, and so I wanted a nice way to include a lot of photos because we took a lot of photos of the kids and things like that. My niece is 8, and then we have a 3-year-old niece and a 2-year-old nephew, and so they're super fun ages. And we have the pups, and I just wanted a way to document a lot of things. So this tag page was a great way to do that. So it's just a piece of acetate. It's just a blank transparency that I used. Did a little bit of journaling here. This is a Photoshop template, so it did all the work for me in terms of dragging them. All I had to do is drag and drop my photos and resize them. And then more on the back. And so then the tags are just some of the 'Tis the Season pattern paper, 6x6 pattern paper trimmed down, and then added some stickers on top. Really happy with the way that turned out. The first time I did it, I actually used the front twice. I forgot to flip the template when I did it, and so I had 2 fronts so they wouldn't line up when I went to put them on the back, so I had to redo the whole thing, which didn't make me very happy, but it's all fine. Day 24, so this was a foundation page that I had created just as it is, and then on the back, my mom caught this sweet, amazing photo of my youngest niece and my grandmother, and then she actually has a teeny tiny little cupcake that she's trying to feed my grandmother, and I think that's what they were playing. I didn't see this moment, but my mom sent these 2 photos and they just had to go in my album. And so inside I've got, I used 2 of the, I don't know what you would call them, they're like chevron shaped label things, to make a little pull tab. And this is journaling all about thoughts and feelings and reflections on Christmas Eve. And so Christmas Eve is one that I struggle with a little bit. And so, because it's changed for our family a lot over the last few years. And so this year it was really about processing some of those feelings and writing about that. And so I hope I've come to a better place about it. And then just some 3x4 photos and a 3x8 insert of us, and then them giving a hug, because they were both darling pictures. I didn't want to have to choose one or the other, so I included them both. On the back, I wrote a little bit more about another event that we did on Christmas Eve. We got together with my dad's brother and his family, because it's just the 2 of them now that my grandparents have passed away. And so just included a little 2x3 photo of all of us on one of the 3x4 cards, and then did a little bit of journaling on the tradition card there. Day 25 is Christmas, so this was a foundation page that I had set up. This is a piece of transparency. I got the transparency at Michael's. It's these really pretty gold dots. The wood veneer and the acrylic Merry Christmas are both from the Ellie Studio Document December kit release this year. And so just did that as sort of an opening to Christmas. This page was also a foundation page that I had made. So it's white embossed, it just says Christmas all over it. I think you can see that there in the light. And then a little bit of embossing here with the sparkly heart. And then I just did my journaling about some of the Christmas Day festivities and things that we did on Christmas Day. There's a full page photo of our family Christmas morning before we opened gifts. And then I used one of the, it says it's the most wonderful time of the year. Acetate pieces, clear acetate pieces, and then some puffy stickers just as embellishment. A 4x6 insert with a Avery index tab that says simple and perfect to just indicate that that's a flip of us in our feet. This is a picture I've wanted to take for quite a while and been looking forward to taking this all year. So I'm really glad that it turned out pretty much how I wanted it to turn out. And so I'm really happy with that. Us sort of taking a rest, well, my husband and the dog taking a rest while I built Legos in between us opening presents and going over to my in-laws. And then just a little bit of journaling about our Christmas morning, using some word phrase stickers, a little banner sticker just for embellishment. And then this is about sort of the rest of our Christmas Day. So we go to my husband's aunt's house and do Christmas with his whole side of the family. And then his sister and parents come over in the evening, and their little boy Finn was dressed up as Rudolph. He was so cute. Love him. We're so blessed to have so many wonderful nieces and nephews since we don't have any kids of our own. So they bring us a lot of joy. This is a special story that I included. I'm probably going to need to staple this tab down. This is a 3x8 insert that's divided into a 3x6 and a 2x3. So I used two of the acetate pieces, Joy and one of the like asterisks, to put in the pocket there because I just like the see-through element. This is a photo of my nieces. So my brother and his wife surprised them with a trip to Disney World for Christmas. They are going in February, and so not really my story. I wasn't there for it. My sister-in-law sent us a video, but it's been a lot of build-up and something that they've been really excited about. My brother was deployed all last year, and so this was one of their things that they really wanted to do together when he got back, was go to Disney now that the girls are a little bit older and a little more ready for that. And so this is just journaling about the video and the story of that I wanted to include. Day 26 is something I made in my foundation pages, again inspired by something that I found on Pinterest in searching for sort of number design. And so it's just, I used the Jane stamps, the Jane Alpha stamps to stamp out the numbers, and then just did 26 in red. Used the This December Story from maybe the Holly Jolly stamp set, I think is what it was from. And then I actually ended up making this a flip up. So it's got an Avery index tab that just says around here in it. I included a 3x8 photo of our peppermint chocolate chip milkshakes from Chick-fil-A, because this is the first year that I've ever had them, and they're amazing and delicious. And I just wanted to I wanted a photo of them in my album. And then just did 5 little stories from the 27th. The 26th, and just hand wrote those out. This was all stamped out ahead of time and ready to go. On the back is day 27, so this, I printed pink on red, I printed red text on pink paper. Did all that, set all that up in Photoshop. These chipboard numbers are from Allie Edwards' December Daily Kit from 2017 or 2018. And then this was a foundation page that I had made to document all of our ornaments from this year that we added. And so inside I just added photos and a puffy number sticker for each one, and that corresponds with the journaling over here. So 1 through 6 here corresponds with 1 through 6 over here. And so these are just little flip ups. And then I just did some embellishing on each of them and added the die cut ornaments up here on the top. Day 28 was all about going to see Star Wars, and so in my 2017 album, which I actually worked on this year,
I went in and did a full page photo of the movie poster, and I loved that. And this sort of trio of movies in the Star Wars franchise has been my personal favorite, and so I just wanted that big and front and center. And my photos from the movies weren't great because it's a movie theater, and so so I just printed this. This is actually something that I just found on the internet and printed out 6x8 and just adhered it on the back of the ornament page. And then did some typed out journaling about the movie, and this was just from an Instagram post, us at the picture, and then us inside the theater with sort of the potentially last time we'll see the infamous scrolling text. Day 29, I did a story about our Advent traditions this year. So this is the second year that I did. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw me post about this. I do song lyrics on my letterboard every day for the month up through the 25th. And so each day I change it to a new Christmas song lyric, or holiday song lyric. And midway through the month, my husband got me the Marvel Pop vinyl Advent calendar. So it had the mini Pop vinyl characters in there, and I collect those and I love them. And so he thought it would be really fun. And so it didn't show up until the 13th, but we've had a lot of fun going through that. And so just a picture of the outside of the box. I'm not sure with the glare if you can see that really well. There we go, maybe that's better. And then a little bit of handwritten journaling on one of the journaling tags that was included. This page, so for day 30, I included a story about our Christmas cards. I actually just included our Christmas card. And so this was actually inspired by my friend Susan, and she is Little Things Big Days on Instagram. And she made a page like this for her album. And this is just, she used her envelope that her cards came with, which was perfect because it already fits in there. You don't have to waste more paper. And just adhered it to a 6x8 page. She had some different embellishments and decorations. Just used a label to do a little bit of journaling about taking our Christmas cards and where we ordered them from and how many we sent. But I'm really pleased with how that turned out. And then on the back, just did a 6x8 photo that I really loved of me this season working on addressing our cards and getting them prepped to go out. And then the 31st, the last day of December, finally we have met. This tag is something that I created as part of my foundation pages, so I definitely wanted to use it. And so on the back, I just had lines ready for journaling, and so I just wrote a little short letter to December and paired it with a full-size photo of my tree. And I just used a piece of scrap paper that I had left over from the kit, tore down the side, added a little bit of embellishments, and did that. And then the very last page is the December 2019 calendar. This came as part of the Document December kit. And so I just went in with a tiny pen and wrote all the different events and things that were happening, appointments and such. So you can see our December was quite busy. And these are just the things that were events and included other people for the most part, or doctor's appointments or haircut appointments. These weren't things that where we did things on these days. So, and just added a couple puffy stickers that I had left to embellish. So that is my December Daily 2019 in all of its glory, or at least that's the last chunk. But if you've watched all 4 videos, and they're linked below in case you missed the earlier videos, I have them all linked in the description below, and so you can see them there. But this has been such a fun project to work on. That was a really big sigh, sorry. I really love how it turned out. I love all the bits of it. I love all the interactivity that I included this year. But mostly, I love all the journaling. There's a lot of emotion and a lot of good storytelling that happened this year, and something that I was just intentionally trying to do more of was not just write snippet journaling, but actually get to the heart of the matter. And I feel like I really accomplished that, and I feel really good about that. You can probably tell, if you can't, you'll be able to in a second, that my album is super thick. It doesn't really lay flat. the pages will not lay flat, so they'll get warped over time. And I'm kind of okay with that. This is my album. So at its widest point, the other day I think I measured it, it was 3.5 inches. And that's like sitting down. I love it. I thought about splitting it into 2 albums, and this is an Ali Edwards 6x8 album. And I went onto her shop to see if I could order a second album, and they are sold out. So I don't want to have 2 different albums for this year. I could get another album, maybe, I guess. I don't care. It's fine. It'll be fine in here. It's going to live on the shelf most of the time. It'll get pulled out in Decembers and flipped through then. And so for the most part, it'll just be hanging out. But yeah, it's super chunky. I love it. I really enjoyed this project. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey as I've been documenting all month long. I hope that you found some inspiration and some ideas that you might incorporate into your project or into a future project. And yeah, if you liked this video or found something useful, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I've got lots more videos coming in 2020. So happy December daily. So glad this project is over. Happy 2020 and happy scrapping for the new year.